Hey guys, what's up? It's Moni. I am recording a video. And the reason why is because this is on my heart. It popped up like randomly. And I'm like, you know what? This is something that a lot of people are struggling with right now. So I want to talk about ambition and ambitious people. So let me just share this with you. I understand, okay? I'm very ambitious. I've always been since I was a little girl. When I was younger, I had dream boards. I had plots, schemes, and plans on how I was going to be successful, how I was going to make it to the top. I always wanted to own my own business. I never desired to work for someone. It was just always a thing. Like I wanted to own salons. I wanted to just do my own thing. Okay. I wanted to marry a successful man. Like that's just, and I had a scheme on how I was going to do that. I was operating in that, to get that. And anyways, I'm sharing with you that I know what ambition looks like and I'm there. I can relate to you. Okay. So I now am still ambitious, but there has been a transformation that has taken place, right? Instead of it being an ungodly ambition, now I have a godly ambition. And it's not always like that. Okay. It's not always like that. I'm not always perfect. I'm not always going to admit or excuse me, pretend that I'm like, yeah, this is just for you, Lord. And this is just for you. No, I've always been ambitious. So sometimes it is an Imani thing and I have to check myself and ask the Lord to fix that, right? That's just keeping it real with you. So I want to talk about 4 things that I have realized in this area of ambition and 4 things that I am still pressing in on and 4 things that I have found value to me. And I want to share those things with you. So the first question I've always had to ask myself when I'm pursuing a new project, a new thing, whatever God has put in front of me or whatever idea I get and I have to show God and go, hey, what's up with this? Whatever it is, I always ask, what is my motive? Okay. What's my motive? Like, why do I want to do this? So perfect example. Back when I was younger, I didn't want to work for anyone because I didn't like who I was working for and I thought it was stupid to work for somebody and I wanted to have my own business. That's a pretty bad reason to want to go into entrepreneurship. I'm just saying. So a better reason would have been because I want more time freedom and flexibility to create my own schedule to do more purposeful work. That's a better reason. Way better reason than I don't like so-and-so and I would rather be my own boss and I don't want anyone telling me what to do. Here's the problem with that. If you think that when you own your own business that no one's going to tell you what to do, that's a lie. You're going to have to answer to customers because they pay you and that's where your business profit's coming from. Customers, clients, prospects, you're going to have to answer to them. So regardless, you're going to have to answer to someone, right? So that's why that reason doesn't work. And number 2, the other reasons don't work because that shows that you're having an immature heart and that you need a maturity check and you have to grow still. Yeah, that was me. Okay. So I get it. If that's you right now, been there. Okay, dude, totally have been there. So why do I want this? You know, why do I want this? Another thing I had to ask myself was, do I want this because of a platform? Do I want this because I want to be famous? Do I want this because I want my name out there? Yeah, those are hard questions to ask because it shows your heart. It shows your reality. Yeah, you know, I could say yes, yes, yes to all 3 of those. And here's what happened. I had to ask myself, why do I want that? Why do I want this, this, and that? Why is that where my focus is at? Why do I want my business to be so successful that I'm famous? Why? You know, I don't think anything is wrong with wanting to be famous, but if you want famous just so everyone can know you and so you can be popular and this, and that, guess what? You're going to have a lot of haters that come with that. Can you handle the hate? Can you handle that? Can your self-esteem handle that? Can your mouth and your response handle that? Can you handle that where you're at right now? I sure can't. So, and I'm saying that because I still have a lot of growing to do before I get to where I want to be. And praise God, because I don't want to get everything that God desires for me right now because I would probably ruin it and wreck it. Like I want to go through the process because I'm not the best that I can be, right? Like I think that's a desire for mine is to grow. So It's okay to want to be famous. It's okay. I think that's okay if that's a thing. No one, I think a lot of people try to make you feel bad for wanting that desire. Like, no, that's not a bad desire, but why do you want to be famous? What are you going to do with that fame? Are you going to impact the kingdom? Are you going to be, save the world? If you're going to save the world, heck yeah, girl, go for it. But if you just want to be known and popular and have a bunch of likes and this and that, then you probably have a bad motive. Okay. So do you want it for good or bad reasons? What's your motive? And if you are answering these questions and you're like, oh my gosh, like you don't like your answers, guess what? It's growth. That's where growth comes in. That's where you have to go, okay, all right, that's what my heart looks like. Help me transform it. And you just continue to pursue growth in those areas, and you're going to get it. Ask God to transform your heart. That is a prayer for mine, and I will not ever be done praying that prayer. God, transform my heart. Take my heart, make it new, make it yours. Number two, and I'm about to speak so passionately about this topic. It is not a race. Okay. So a lot of ambitious people, we have this mindset of, I have to get this, and this, and I have to do. And if I don't get this, and that within this time frame, I'm going to miss it. Someone else is going to get it. She's also writing a book. So, oh my gosh, if her book's better than mine, what's going to happen? She's also going to, pursuing to be a pastor. She's also this, she's also that, like, breathe. It's not a race. Whatever it is that God has called you to do, whatever it is that he has purposed you to do, you're going to do it. Regardless, if you stay aligned in him and abide in him and stay focused on his purpose, you're going to do whatever it is he's called you to do. Straight up. So that's peace. That brings you a new level of peace. Nobody has the same calling as you. And if they have similar callings, great, because we need more of that anyways. We need more kingdom impacting people. Look at the world today. Look at where we're going. We need more women of influence with a godly ambition and a godly heart. We need that. We need that. So it's not a race. You stop having a scarcity mindset. I think the scarcity mindset is killing a lot of people's joy in their season. The scarcity mindset of, if I don't get this, that, and that within this time frame, I'm going to miss it. Scarcity mindset is not what successful people have. This is ungodly and godly wisdom, okay? You can ask all the millionaires in the world and read their books. They're going to all say a scarcity mindset is not going to bring you success. Now, while we're on the topic of books and learning, I will say there are a lot of people that try to make you feel like you have to hustle, and you're going to miss if you don't hustle. Relax. Okay. If you are running in your lane, if you are disciplined, committed, and following God's plan, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. It's not some competition. It's not a competition. You don't have to envy what someone else is doing. You don't have to compare yourself to what someone else is doing. You don't have to be jealous. And I'm talking to myself too. Because again, when you're ambitious, you naturally have this mindset of go-getter, goal-getter, hustle. Like, you naturally have that in your DNA because you're ambitious. You got tenacity. You got this going for you. And you just think like that. So remind yourself though, it's not a race. It's not a race. You have to enjoy where you're at. Okay. And that brings me to my next one. Number 3, stop taking it so serious. Stop taking it so serious. And I am guilty in this area. Okay. Because I, again, have the vision in front of me. Okay. I have where I want to be in front of me. All of my goals in front of me. I have everything in front of me. And I just want to get there. Just want to get there. Just want to get there. I want to take every step to get there. I want to get there. God, get me there. And he's shown me that, number 1, you got to have joy. You have to have joy in the season that you're in. Imani Wade. And if you don't have joy in the season you're in, you're not going to enjoy when you're in that season, because you're still going to be focused on the next thing. And you're going to be so serious. You're not going to ever be satisfied if you don't stop taking it so serious. Yeah, take it serious, but don't take it so serious. Like, relax. It's okay to have days where you do nothing. It's okay to rest. It's okay to just randomly be spontaneous for one day. It's okay to travel. It's okay to read different books. It's okay to go try new things. It's okay to pause, reflect, and be in the moment. It's okay to do that. It's okay to just be. Like, you don't have to take it so serious. Don't be so on autopilot that you don't understand where you're at and you don't embrace the season you're in because you're so serious. Smile, okay? Build new friendships, you know, pour into people, pour into yourself. Like, don't take it so serious. You know, love your life today. That's what I want to say about that, especially love your life today and where you're at right now. Love every moment about it, enjoy it, and have fun. The fourth thing that I am learning is to release things. Release things. So I have learned that sometimes God brings us in seasons of things, and he tells us to let go of seasons whenever things are done. So like, for instance, when he tells me, hey, Imani, you're actually going to put that down soon. I can tell you I had a business that I was doing for 2 years. And I had a great business that I was doing for 2 years. I had people following me in this business. It was good. And then God tells me, hey, I'm telling you to put that down. I was not having it. Like, I was like, are you serious? Like, kind of just frustrated with the Lord. I'm like, you know, because it hurt me and then it hurt other people. But I knew that God told me to do it. I knew he said to do it. If I were to stay focused and be like, God, nope, you said this, that, and this is what I'm going to stick with, and not allow the Lord to release things and allow God to be a God of season, because he is seasonal. He's consistent, but some things are seasonal, okay? Embrace that too. I had to be obedient. And if I had not been obedient in that, I wouldn't be doing what I'm about to launch next month. I'm fired up about where I'm at right now, but I would not be here if I did not allow God to invade my life, invade my plan, switch things up, and release things. If I did not release that and be obedient, I would not be where I'm at, and I would not be going where I'm going. So release some things, allow the transition, allow the transition. Ambitious people get so focused and so like in the zone that sometimes we don't like transitions. We don't like that. We're like, whoa, excuse me, this is interrupting my plan. And I get it, you know, because again, I'm ambitious. So I had to really learn there's seasonal things. There's seasonal friendships, relationships, people, jobs, opportunities, ideas. There's going to be times where you have to just drop it and let it go. If God calls you to let it go, don't just quit because you want to quit. But, you know, really know that God has said to let it go. Okay, so I want to go back to number 2. It's not a race. So here's a scenario that happened in my life. I want to share this with you that I was allowed to see. I had revelation in this season, but if I did not go back and reflect on it, I wouldn't have gotten that revelation. Okay. So for a season in 2016, for 3 months, I had no job at all. And I was personal training. I started personal training people, and I was doing classes, and life was good. I had clients and whoop whoop, you know, I had my own business I was running, and I was doing my thing. Well, you know, a few months passed, and I got a regular job. During that season of not having a job and running my own business, I learned entrepreneurial skills. I learned what it looked like to make calls, you know, to do cold calls, to make sales, to follow up. I learned what it was like to wake up and be disciplined and go do this and you know, structure your time out. Like, I loved it. Like, I really, really loved that. It was stressful, but I loved it. A few months later, I get a normal job. A year after that, I decided I wanted to go back to training, and I was actually going to pay $1,200 to go to school for it. So I paid $1,200 to go to school for it. In the middle of let me just pause. I did not seek the Lord's will on this. Okay. I'm just like, I just thought because I did it in the past, then yeah, I'm just going to do it. Just makes sense. So I get into school for this, and God tells me, I didn't call you to do that. It's not a part of your purpose. And I was so focused because of my ambition to be better than someone else in that season. I was dealing with insecurity, comparison, and jealousy. I was so focused on trying to be better than her. I was so focused on just, you know, God told me that I was going to do this, blah, 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 and not really listening and tuning into his next transition, that I had put myself in $1,200 debt. So from my own will. Okay. So again, it's not a race. All right. Like, this is for real. Like, you will be in debt. You will be stressed out. You will be emotionally, physically, and spiritually and mentally drained if you don't slow down and reflect on these 4 things. Number 1, what is my motive? Number 2, it's not a race. Number 3, stop taking it so serious. And number 4, release things, release seasons, businesses, and people from your life if it's time to let it go. Okay. You know, and the last thing I want to close with, if you are dealing with an ungodly ambition, or if you're just struggling in these areas, I get it. You know, again, I'm not arrived. I'm not perfect. I still have moments where I'm like, bruh, God, check me, because, whoa, I don't want that to be like my problem. I don't want that to be something that I do outside of your will, because it's just not fun to do things outside of his will. Something that I have to do is, and I'm still doing this, is slow down sometimes and go, okay, well, ask myself those 4 things, and then just really pray for God to give me his transformation, a heart transformation. I have to pray for that. I have to pray for that, because nothing is wrong with being ambitious. Like, I'm so tired of people acting like something is wrong with being ambitious. There are ungodly ambitions, okay? Yes, but if you're born this way, if you're born ambitious, and if you are wired this way, be happy about that. There are people that lack ambition, lack motivation, and lack encouragement, and they need you. They need you to be a light. They need you to pour out your gift, okay? They need you to pour out your strength, like, on them, and then on yourself, of course, too, but on their dreams and their visions. Like, go encourage someone. Go be that cheerleader, that coach for someone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go do that. That is beautiful. Don't feel like ambition is a bad thing, but always remember to check yourself, and especially if you're ambitious, and especially if you're naturally a go-getter and a goal-getter, always check yourself and do a heart check. Like, you have to consistently do a heart check, because it can turn into a manipulation. It can turn into a power hunger, and it can turn into an attention-seeking desire versus a godly ambition. So anyways, I feel like this is so needed. If it was a blessing for you, please share it with your sister or your brother in Christ. You know, I don't know if dudes are watching this too, but share it. And then also let me know if you would like to see any more videos. I think I'm going to start just sharing my heart out with you guys, and sharing some struggles, and then sharing some revelations that I get. So yes, thank you again. Love you guys.